Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar, Lead You Before Leading Others. We are honored to have the presence of an exceptional individual, Ms. Faith Guga, a multi-talented individual excelling as a businesswoman, motivational speaker, and the co-founder of an esteemed NGO. She's hailing from the Northeast District of Botswana and is currently serving as a CEO of Zandile, and she's also the co-founder of ABC NGO. I'm sure Ms. Guga's diverse background promises to enrich our discussion today. And once again, I welcome all the participants into this webinar and also Ms. Faith for accepting our invitation and being into the webinar. So over to you, Ms. Faith.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody who is here. I hope I am audible to all of you, and I hope you can see me as well. And I am so humbled to be on this platform talking to all of you from different parts of the world. And I hope whatever that we will be discussing or what I'll be sharing with you guys today, some of you will get something, and I'll also be able to learn one or two things from you, because I take it that I am also one person who loves learning from other people. That's one of the qualities of a good leader. You learn from others and know that you are not a know-it-all, okay? So I am trying to share my screen. I don't know if you can see it. I think you can see it. Please let me know on the charts if you are able to see my screen. The introductions have been done, and this is just me. If you want to follow me from here forth on my social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, you can just search for Faith Zandile Guga. I am in these different platforms, and I have the same profile picture on all my social media platforms. So if you see me having different types of profile pictures, no, that is not my account, okay? My account has the same profile picture throughout all my social media platforms. So today we are going to talk about lead you before leading others, okay? You need to lead yourself before you can lead others. And why am I saying lead you before you can lead others? This is because before you can tell there's this saying that says, practice what you preach, and not only ask people to practice what you preach and you don't do it in return. So I'm that one person that believes that as a leader, you have to lead by example. Henceforth, certain things you need to have done for you. You need to be able to do it by yourself before you expect other people to do it, before you expect other people to follow suit on what you do. Because some of the things that people do, if they are following you, they basically follow what you do and not what you say most of the times. So today we're just going to learn on basics of what is a leader and who is a leader, as well as responsibilities of a leader, good leaders, bad leaders, as well as the responsibilities of leaders in general, okay? And then we also look at habits that a leader should have, okay? That's where it comes in to say, lead you. You need to know how to lead yourself. That's where we come to you now as a leader. So let us start off on what is a leader. A leader is basically someone who can see how things can be improved. Someone who relies on people to move towards that better vision, someone who can take risks and challenges the status quo. Why am I saying this? This is someone who can just say, okay, this is the norm. This is what we know this to be a normal thing that should be done. But this thing has something that it brings out something that needs to be changed. This status quo that we are used to, it brings along some side effects to it that are not good for the people or that are not good for the economy, whichever way it may be, that you see that this status quo needs to change because it affects the lives of the people or the livelihood of people. Okay, or whatever situation it may be in a company, it may be at home, it may be wherever that it may be. Okay, so you should be also able to have vision. You should be vision orientated. You can't lead people without a vision, because if you're going to lead people, they need to lead on a vision that you have. They have to run with what you give them. They have to run with something that is concrete, something that they see that this is doable. Okay, so that is what a leader is. You should be vision orientated. You should be able to improve things, and you should be able to challenge the status quo. And then who is a leader? Basically, everyone is a leader. Parents are leaders. You're leading your children. You're teaching them rules, regulations, beliefs, values, different types of things. That is something that you're trying to teach them. You're trying to teach them to be a certain kind of person or to behave in a certain kind of way. That is a leader. Teachers at school, teachers, facilitators, lecturers, these people are also leaders, managers, CEOs, and etc. and etc. Basically, everybody is a leader. Even you yourself, you are a leader to yourself. That is one thing that people don't understand. As an individual, you are your own leader. Before you can become your children's leader, before you can become your students' leader or your employee's leader or anybody's leader, you are your leader first. It starts with you. That is why you find that a lot of times, if a leader does not know who they are, if the leader doesn't know how to govern themselves, it's not easy for them to know how to lead or govern other people. So it starts with you, right? And then what are the responsibilities? It's coordinating, leading, supervising, as well as training, consulting, monitoring, and etc. and etc. Basically, it's grooming, it's teaching, it's monitoring that everything is going according to what you had envisioned, to what you had planned, to what you had put in place to say, this is what we want to do, this is where we are going, and this is how we are going to do it. So as a leader, it is your duty to make sure that these things are implemented. It's your duty to see that these things that need to be implemented, what can be done to help the people that are implementing this particular thing for it to come into existence. If you feel they need training, you make sure that these people get training. If you feel that they need supervision, because basically a lot of people don't know how to work without supervision or with minimal supervision. They need constant supervision. So you need to know that you should be able to know your people that you are supervising, know the people that you are leading. Do they need too much supervision? Do they need minimum supervision, or they don't need supervision at all? And these are people that you need to see that with or without supervision, can they produce results? Okay. And then we also go, the reason why I'm rushing through these, I'm trying to just give you a rough idea of what is a leader, so that once we get to the root cause of the whole webinar today, we understand what a leader is. And then what are the good qualities of a leader? Good qualities of a leader, there is honesty and integrity. Whatever they do it with honesty and integrity. They do not do things, they do not lie to get their own way, but they do things with honesty, looking at the fact that, why am I doing this? They do not give a wrong perception that they are doing this for the people, yet that they know that they're doing it for their own selfish reasons. That is where the honesty comes from, and integrity. Okay. And then inspiration, they inspire others. They inspire others to do better. They inspire others to work harder. They inspire others to do more. They inspire others to do anything that they need to do. Okay. And then we have good communication skills. They should be able to communicate, to converse, to communicate between them and the people that they are leading and the other parties that are also involved. Okay, so we should make sure that we are good communicators. Whether it's with your children, do you know how to communicate with your children? Whether it's with your students, do you know how to communicate with your students? Are you a manager? Do you know how to communicate with the people that you are managing? All these type of things, do you know how to communicate with them? And then vision orientated. You should have a vision. You can't guide people without a vision. Someone once said, leading a group of people without a vision is just like a blind person pulling other blind people, directing them to a certain destination. Basically, all of you are blind, but you're trying to go to a certain destination that is not known, that can be seen. So someone that has sight should be able to guide the people who don't have sight. Okay, so you should have a vision. It should be very clear what you want to do, what you want to happen, and how you want things to be done, so that other people can also follow suit and lead and also guide you. And then they should have a never give up spirit. They don't easily give up. Once a problem comes, they don't just say, okay, we tried, we're done. They try. They keep on trying and trying. They would rather re-strategize whatever that they want to do, whatever that they had planned before. They saw that it didn't work out. Then what other plan can we do? What other strategy can we use to achieve this particular goal? These are people who are consistently trying one thing after another. A lot of people that I have heard of that have tried out different things, they didn't only try once, they didn't only try twice, they didn't only try 10 times. Some of them even tried more than 50 times because they knew what they wanted to achieve. They knew the vision that they wanted to achieve, and they knew that it was doable. So they just had to be persistent and keep on pushing until that vision comes into manifestation. Okay, and then they need to have empathy as well as intelligence and open-mindedness to creativity, as well as patient and flexible. Why are we saying all these things? Because when you work with a group of people, you should not be power hungry. You should not want to rule. There's a difference between ruling and leading. You should not want to rule, but be able to lead people. You should be able to listen to people, other people that as well. Because like I was saying, do not be a know-it-all, okay? Do not be a know-it-all. You need to know that other people that you are also leading can also have ideas. You should be able to sit down and listen. That is where the communication skill comes in. You should be able to sit down and listen and adhere to the ideas that they have, the suggestions that they have, and see if they can be implemented. And it is okay if the people that you are leading have better ideas than you, because at the end of the day, we want the vision. That is where we're going. We want the vision to manifest, okay? So it's about the vision. It's not about who has the brightest idea. It's not about who has the greatest idea, but it's about working together as a team, working together as one to be able to achieve the vision that we want to achieve at the end of the day. Okay, so you should be able to have some of these qualities, or most, if not all. Okay, and then bad qualities of a leader: the inability to follow. As an individual yourself, it's hard for you to even follow suit any other instruction or any other leader that you have before you. It's hard for you, for other people to also follow suit, because if you can't be time cautious, your leader, your followers also won't be time cautious. If you are going to be somebody that doesn't take suggestions, or somebody that is just stiff and you are a ruler and you don't want to listen to people, your followers are not going to be able to listen to anyone. Sometimes they won't even listen to you. Okay? You should not be feeding your pride. You should not be feeding your pride. Your pride shouldn't take over you. You should understand that it's like I was saying, it's okay for you, for your the people that you are leading to have better ideas than you. Your pride shouldn't take over and say, I am the boss, I am the leader, and what I say goes. It's my way or the highway. Now you're not leading, you are ruling. Okay, so we should understand that. And then the bad qualities also is refusing to accept blame. As a leader, you should know that you have the responsibility to make sure that things go in accordance, and know that some of the things that might go wrong because of you not being able to supervise properly or not be able to guide them properly, that quality, if it's not there, the way things end up being, the consequences that will come with the actions that would have been taken, it's your fault as a leader. You should be able to take the blame for some of the things that go wrong in that organization. Okay, don't always play the blame game. No, it's not me. It's never you. Basically, you're just saying it's never you. It's always this one or this one or this one. But as a leader, what did you do when you saw this happening? What action did you take when you heard that this is happening? So it partially is also your fault as a leader, because you need to make sure that things are done accordingly. Okay, and then avoiding conflict. You don't want to you don't want to agree to disagree. You don't want to argue for a good cause, so that you come to a certain understanding and agreement for the betterment of whatever that needs to be done. And then micromanaging. You are not allowing the people that you are leading to breathe. Everything that they do, you're on their neck, as if you don't trust that you have given them the responsibility to do that particular thing and they're capable or they are able. So if you're going to entrust people with a certain type of responsibility, give them a bit of space to implement the responsibility that you have given them, and let them tell you what they have done, what they have not done, and allow you to have a relationship, a professional relationship with the people that you are leading, so that they can also open up to you. They can also breathe there free with you when they want to suggest something. When they see that something is going wrong, they should be able to approach you. Because once you micromanage everything, you're putting them, you're creating a tense environment for people to work under, or for people to move to follow you under. So you need to know that whatever that you are doing, you should not be too much into it, but not also too far away from supervising the people that you are leading. It should be at par. It should balance. You should allow them to do their responsibilities, showing them that you trust them. But failure to do certain things, then you tell them, now because you are failing to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes back to the communication skills. Because you're failing to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it means I need to know every step of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I don't want any mistake to be done. Sometimes it's good to have mistakes in whatever that you're doing, so that the person that you are training, the person that you are leading, as well as you're going to do mistakes. It's okay to have those mistakes, because you're going to learn from them. You're going to improve on whatever that needs to be done, and they will be better results than somebody who wants to be perfect. No one is perfect. Nothing is done perfectly all the time. There is no perfect thing. You just have to practice and make sure that you do your best to make it better than what you had envisioned, or better than what you had done before. Okay? And then failing to encourage your team members. As a leader, you should be able to encourage your team players. You should be able to encourage your kids at home, to say, you're doing good, my boy, you're doing good, my girl, keep going, I'm proud of you, I love what you're doing. Just encourage them. encourage them, boost them, to give them that confidence that whatever that they're doing, that they're on the right track. Even to say, okay, well, I see what you're doing. I can see where you're going with this and I love it. Keep at it. Just say something or do something that will help them to do more. Okay. If it's a company or it's a team, take, for example, an NGO. Do leadership inductions, find them, do workshops for public speaking, do all these things, just incentives to show that you appreciate the people that you want to lead or the people that you are leading, and make sure that whatever that those incentives that you are giving them, it boosts them to want to do more. It makes them to be hungry even further to make sure that the vision that you guys had from the get-go, it gets implemented. Okay. And then failing to listen to critics, you don't want to be told you're wrong. That's where the pride also comes in and all of that. You don't want to be told that you are wrong. You don't want to be told that the direction that we are taking might have bad consequences. You don't want any negative constructive criticism. I don't want to say it's a negative vibe or a negative atmosphere, but I would like to say it's something that will help better the situation. You don't want to hear that as long as it's not from you. Okay, that is a wrong quality. That is a bad quality. And then claiming that other people's ideas are your own. You should be able to acknowledge that some of the ideas or the ideas that, if you know that you did not come up with the idea, just acknowledge the person that came with the idea. Just say, it was one of my members, it was one of my staff, it was my daughter's idea, it was my son's idea. It's okay to acknowledge other people's ideas and say, but we worked together to make it happen. Because at the end of the day, you do not lose anything out of acknowledging that particular person. Actually, it shows that you are a good leader. Okay. And then the other one is failing to grow. As an individual, you fail to grow, therefore you cannot help other people to grow. If there is no growth in you, there's no way that you'll see the need for it for other people to also have growth. Okay, so you need to know that you have to grow as an individual. I'll highlight on how you can help yourself to grow and how you can also help yourself to be a good leader to yourself before you also lead others. Failing to create healthy corporate culture. You are failing to establish the rules and regulations of your organization. You are failing to make sure that there is order in your organization. It might be at home organization, it can be a family, it can be at work, it can be an NGO, whatever that it may be, or it can be at work or your class, whatever it may be. You are failing to put the house in order. That is a bad quality. You should be able to set the ground rules. They can have the freedom that they are having or that you allow them to have, but they should know that this freedom, there is where it ends. There is the line, there is the drawing line that they should not cross. If they cross this line, then there are consequences. And when that happens, the consequences should be implemented. Okay. And then the last one that I'm having here is forgetting the importance of tone. Your tone is very important when you talk to people as a leader. You don't want to come across as too bossy. You don't want to come across as too much of a softie, but you just want to come across as a person whom, when they speak, people can listen and they understand what you're saying and where you're going with what you're saying. Okay, your tone is very, very, very important when you talk to people, because if I come and let's say I am in an organization, an NGO. I'll talk a lot about NGOs because I'm a leader in an NGO. And what I do when I notice that one of my leaders is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, I do not approach them with the tone of, I told you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right now you're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you lash out and you go to somebody with a loud tone, they are going to block out the message that you're trying to convey to them or that you're trying to say to them. And they're only going to feel like you are making noise. They're not going to hear what you say, but they'll feel the tension, the anger that you have. Okay? So at the end of the day, that communication, it's not there because of your tone. But if somebody does not do something correctly, you go to them on a calm note, right? You say, Faith, you were given this task to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm not seeing this task implemented. Can I have the reasons why this task is not implemented? Because you knew that the deadline was this and this and this and this, and failure to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this and this and this would happen. So I'd like to know why this didn't happen. And if the person gives you that justification and everything, after that, if there are consequences that you want to lay out, you tell them, okay, fine. Now that you understand that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been done, and this is because of you, and this needs to be done, then it means you are going to have to take a break from your position, or you are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a way of, I don't want to say as a punishment, but as consequences of your incompetence in that particular thing, or lack of doing what you are supposed to be doing at the time that you were designated to do. You saw other things having priority over the things that you were supposed to have done. That way, even if the person wants to say, my boss or my leader was not fair, it's on the grounds of what was done, not on the tone that was used. And it's easy for somebody to be on defense and defend themselves in a way that it won't be productive for you and them at the end of the day. Because if your tone goes up, naturally, you also go up. So if all of us, we are on high tones, we're not going to listen to each other, we're not going to understand each other, and there's going to be too much conflict, and there's going to be too much tension between us even going forth because of that tone that you once used. Even if you forget about it as the leader, you say, this person was wrong and this was what was supposed to be done, and I'm done. I told them that what they did was wrong, but at the end of the day, it's how you say it. Okay? It's important to say whatever that you want to say, but it's how you say it that will make people listen to you as a leader. Okay? So now we are going to talk about habits. Okay? We are going to talk about habits. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything. I'm checking the comments before I go to the next slide. Oh, I'm sorry for those who are saying the network is quite unstable. Emmanuel, you're saying you're unable to get what I am saying. I don't know if you joined late or you joined earlier from the beginning. Thank you, Foster. Thank you, Ray. Okay, Emmanuel now gets it. Someone is saying a group should be formed. Okay, this is powerful. Okay, thank you guys. So I'm getting that everybody's understanding. And if there are any questions, please do put them on the chat and I will try and answer all the questions to my best ability. Okay. Please may the presentation be shared. My network is really bad. Okay, I will share I will share the presentation with the Edubex team and they will email it to you. Okay, I am glad if everybody's learning. Insightful and powerful presentation. Thank you guys. Okay, so I will continue with the presentation. Leader habits. Okay, now we're going to talk about you. That was just a presentation to talk about what is a leader. So now that you have an idea of what a leader is, let's talk about you. What are the habits that you should have as a leader? Okay. Okay, before I go into this, I'm seeing some hands, some people have raised their hands and I'll allow them to speak. Justice, can you please unmute yourself and say what you wanted to say? Justice, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yes, thank you for joining and joining in for the webinar. Is there anything that you wanted to ask or comment?
No, I only wanted to make a request on the concept of conflict resolution in terms of where there are conflicts in organizations. How do you approach situations of conflict?
Okay.
I'm sorry if I got to be ahead of you in any way.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. How do you go about solving conflicts in an organization? Wow, that one wants a whole other presentation, but I'll try and be brief about it because there are certain things that you guys should understand when there is a conflict. Number one, you should learn to agree to disagree. Know that nobody's comment or statement is wrong and nobody's comment or statement is right. But at the end of the day, you should be able to respect each other's comments or beliefs or values so that you are able to come to a certain conclusion for you to be able to see the solution to this particular problem. Okay. It depends on what the conflict is about. If one has a problem because of their beliefs or one has a problem because of what they see as right or wrong, you need to come to a point whereby you sit down, you share and listen to each other. And that is where the communication skill comes in. You don't listen to respond, you listen to understand and get where this person is coming from, as well as not trying to also change your concept, but they should also be able to do the same thing. That's what we call you agree to disagree, because you converse, you talk over it. If I'm coming to you and I'm saying, okay, fine, I don't believe in webinars. Why don't you believe in webinars? I don't believe in webinars because people are just talking, and these are some of the things that you can just read on books, and these are some of the things that you can just, like, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of internet, it's a waste of money. Okay. And then you come up with the answer that, but I hear where you're coming from, but do you hear the first statement I did before I add my own point? I hear where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. But have you also looked at the concept that as much as you might be reading from books, as much as you might be taking information from the internet, there are some things that you may not understand that will need clarity. But if you are in a webinar, that person who's doing a presentation, you're able to ask clarity about that particular thing, and you are able to do whatever that you want to do, well informed and understanding what you're doing. That is me tolerating whatever that they believe in, accepting what they believe in, and saying, okay, I get you, I hear you, but also look at this concept. You might feel this works for you, or you might feel this works for you. So how do we go about it now as a team? Now that I hear where you're coming from, and I also get where you're coming from, let's meet each other halfway. How are we going to do it? So both of you, or all of you, should be able to come to a certain conclusion, to have a common ground, to have, because at the end of the day, it's not about your strategy or your particular idea being implemented. It's about the best idea or the best strategy that will suit the vision to be implemented and manifested. It's not about you. That's what people don't understand in an organization. It's not about who has the best idea. It's not about who has, it's about whatever that you're bringing onto the table, whatever idea, whatever thought that you have, is it to better the situation, or is just to boost your ego and your pride? I don't know if I made that clear, if it's clear enough. But I guess one day we'll do a webinar about conflicts and solving conflicts as leaders or in an organization. That is a whole topic for another day. Was it clear enough, Justice? Justice? It's okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have Tolo. Tolo, unmute yourself, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma.
I think I failed to lower the hand down.
Oh, okay.
After the presentation, it was just to say, I got it. So I think I connected late.
Okay.
Due to technicalities, but I'm fine now.
Okay, that's lovely.
I tried to lower it down, but
it's done. It's done now. It's fine.
All right.
All right, thank you. And then we have Lutumbi. Please unmute.
Thank you. Just want to confirm on the point of someone who has to prescribe and then study
I can't hear you quite well. Can you say that again?
Okay, let me do so. I was saying that someone who has the program I was trying to say that how can you go about the person who has got pride and you is your fellow leader? How can you work with them so that that person may not affect other people?
Okay. All right, I get your question. Basically, you have to learn how to go about such a person, because can you mute a bit? There's sound that is a bit distorted. Okay, thank you. How do you go about somebody that has too much pride and does not listen and all of that? Okay, basically you have to learn. You have to learn how to go about them. You need to understand them. And sometimes, as toxic I like calling them toxic leaders. I call them toxic leaders. You try your best to do things according to how they see it, and you try and give them the ideas that you have if they accept them. But if they don't, it's okay to find another place to grow yourself. Honestly, if somebody does not want to listen, if you don't see yourself growing, and if you see that this person is making it hard for us to implement this, you can try and communicate with them. You go to them as an individual, not as a group. Don't form a strike or a rally for your leader. Just you as an individual, you go to that person and ask to talk to them, okay? And ask to talk to them and notify them of some of the traits that they have that makes it hard for you and other members if you have had them say it. Don't go saying you're coming on behalf of the team. You go there saying, this is what you have realized. This is what you have noticed as this particular person continues to lead you. Notify them of some of the traits that they have that makes it a bit impossible for you to be able to air your views, for you to be able to share ideas and everything, and see how they take it from there on. Don't go there with attitude. Don't go there with I'm going to tell you off attitude or vibe. Just go there humbly, going to your leader to say, my leader, can I talk to you? And this, whatever that I'm saying, nobody has sent me, but I come to you as an individual, and I wanted to make you see certain things that I feel maybe you don't realize. As a team, we love the vision that you have. We love what you want to do, and we are with you through and through. But sometimes you make it impossible for us to work with you, or to bring up ideas, or to share our opinions about certain particular things because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traits. And then you see how that leader behaves after that. If they continue to not want it, or they come up with, I am the leader, what I say goes, and what, if the leader is that kind of a person, then know that that person is not a leader. They're not there to lead you, but to rule you into what they want to be done. Okay? You should understand that they are rulers. They are not leaders. That is why in the beginning I said there's a difference between a ruler and a leader. A ruler is my way or the highway. You do this or you go out. I don't listen to anybody. I don't want anybody's suggestions. My suggestions are the best. Whatever that I'm doing is the best. That is what a ruler does. But a leader should be able to listen to other people's opinions. A leader should be able to listen to other people's ideas. A leader should be able to come and brainstorm or share with, understand that you are a team. As much as you are a team, he should know that with or without you, he won't be able to execute certain things that he needs to do to reach the vision that he wants. That's why in the first place, he or she had to recruit people to help him run with that vision. Okay, so my advice is try and talk with your leader as an individual. Don't form anything that comes out as an attack, because you go to them as an attack, you get fired, they tell you to go or whatever, but go to them on an angle of trying to show them that there is something that is blocking the other part that might bring progress into whatever that you're doing in that organization. I don't know if that is helpful, but the tone, we're talking about tones, we're talking about communication skill. That is a skill that I'm talking about. Instead of saying, boss, you always like this, what. Once you do that, that person also gets on defense mode. And once they get on defense mode, that telling you won't listen to each other, and you won't listen to understand each other, but you listen to respond. Okay, so that is what I can say. So I don't know, Lou, if that made sense. I don't know if it made sense, Lou. Is there any other question before I proceed? Do we have any other questions? How can you help a fellow leader who, okay, no, that one. Question, what is the importance of mental health presentations in organizations? If we are to partner as organizations in our like-minded organizations, that is values, objectives, how best can this be done, especially that we are quite different proximities? This is from someone in Zambia. Okay. I think as the leaders, they should be able to set some ground rules, guys. They should be able to set some ground rules. They should be able to know that you are coming together as different people. You are coming together as a team. And I normally believe that if you are going to bring two different organizations together, do a team building or do a leadership induction for both teams so that they are at par when they work together. They understand why they are partnering to begin with. They understand that when they come up with ideas, it's not whose organization brought better ideas, but it's about the vision, it's about the end goal, it's about what is supposed to be done. That is what I feel your leaders should be able to do. These two organizations that are meeting, the leaders should be able to come together and say, but how are we going to help our leaders to cooperate? Because they come with a different style, they come with a different angle, but they need to meet halfway and understand that nobody's style is wrong and nobody's style is right, but we have to work together. So it's about the leaders of the organizations coming together, making sure that these two organizations, they have to work together and make them understand that they have different beliefs. Because the reason I'm saying let there be a leadership induction, like I'm saying right now, as leaders, you should be able to know that you have different backgrounds, you have different beliefs, you have different things that you feel can be done or you should be able to do and not do. So these are the things that should be set from the get-go to say, okay, fine, we're hoping we're not violating anybody's beliefs, we're not violating anybody's whatever. And if somebody can't do a certain particular thing because of their beliefs, as a leader, can you understand that? Can you tolerate that? You know, and if not, then have certain protocols or have certain rules and regulations to say, if you are going to be a member of my organization, understand that we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let that person be able to make a decision, knowing themselves, knowing the beliefs that they have, that I can't do this job because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if we are going to put aside a lot of things that are very important because somebody's beliefs do not allow them to do certain things, then it might conflict with what you want to do. But if it's something that both parties can come to a common ground to say, okay, fine, since you can't do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you can do part of it, then let it be that you do this certain part, you are responsible for this certain part, and other people will be able to be responsible for the other part that you are not able to do. So that is the teamwork that I'm talking about. That is the coming to a common agreement that I'm talking about as leaders. So I don't know if I made that clear of two organizations coming together and partnering. Someone is saying, I'm a leader of an organization called Mastermind Leadership Foundation. Okay, please, we would request to partner. Okay, I'm sure, and this organization is very passionate about leadership, such as partner. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions. How can you deal with the I know it all individual that is leading? I think I answered that one. Okay, I think I answered that one. One said pride comes before a fall. Yes, that is true. As a leader, you have to know yourself before knowing others. Very true. Is there? Hi there, I joined a bit late. Can you please share the presentation? Edubex will share the presentation with you guys. I am sure that they'll do that. Okay, so let me continue with my presentation. It's almost time for me to end my presentation. So, habits for a leader. What are the habits or traits that a leader has to have? Number one, a leader should be a person who loves networking. Like, networking should just be part of you everywhere you go, any platform you get into. Know that a stranger is your friend tomorrow, is your sister tomorrow, is your partner tomorrow. And without you networking with a stranger, know that it's not easy for opportunities to just come. Opportunities or ideas don't just come to you when you're seated there or with the little information that you have. You need to know that as a leader, you have to network, you have to talk to other people, you have to benchmark so that you know how other people are dealing with the situation differently from how you're doing it. That is why you see that mothers have these clubs for mothers clubs or book clubs or whatever. These clubs, that is where they get to network. That is where they get to share ideas. This is how I do my parenting. This is a problem that I'm having with my child, and this is how I deal with it, but it's not working. Somebody else might say, but try this because this is what I'm trying with my kids and it's working. And you try it out and it works. So it's the same thing as when you're networking with other business people, when you're networking with other leaders in different organizations, when you're networking with people in different platforms, on a platform that is in line with what you want to do as a leader or what you're doing as a leader. So you need to network with these different types of people so that you learn from them as well. Not everything is in the books, not everything is in the internet, not everything is in webinars, but sometimes networking and conversing with people that you don't know that are in the same platform as you, or the same circle, or should I say same category as you on whatever that you're doing, it broadens your mind. Don't be afraid to text hi to somebody who is in the United States just to network with them. Don't be afraid to text somebody who is in the UK that you totally don't know, that you have never met, and say, hi, I'm seeing that you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I please learn more about it? It's okay to do that. Some people will respond, some people won't respond, some people will be nice, some people won't be nice. Those are different types of leaders that we have. But at the end of the day, as you network, as you see different types of people, you are able to learn 1 or 2 things here. Okay? And then you need to have self-discipline. As a leader, as an individual, self-discipline doesn't start with you saying, okay, I'm going to try and control myself, this and that. No, self-discipline is in, if you're going to tell people that 7 a.m. we should be here, you should be there. You shouldn't tell people that they should come at 7 and yet you come later than 7 as a leader. Remember, I said people do what you do, not what you say. Okay, so you should understand that as a leader, you should do things knowing that your people that you are leading, they're looking up to you. That is why even when you tell a child, do not smoke, yet you smoke, they're going to smoke anyway, because they're going to ask themselves, why are you saying I shouldn't do the thing that you're doing? Because it seems like you're enjoying it and you love it, so you want to deprive me of good things. They will end up doing it anyway. So the same applies to any other logic out there of leadership, wherever you are. When you tell people to do something, you should make sure that you also do it. Have self-discipline, know how to control your anger, know how to control your temper, know how to do a lot of things. Know yourself as an individual, basically. Know who you are, know what makes you tick, know what makes you angry, know what makes you do things that you're not supposed to be doing. Know if I go to this particular place, or if I'm around certain type of people, this is the negative outcome that comes out. Therefore, I should not do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Know yourself in all levels, in the spiritual sense, in the social sense, in the emotional sense, and in the physical sense. Know yourself in all aspects. Okay. I normally do a presentation called Balance Your Mess, but that's a topic for another day. So you need to know yourself and understand who you are in all senses for you to be able to lead other people and show the leadership skills that you need to show. And then we have acknowledging other people's efforts. We talked before about acknowledging other people's efforts, and you should know that as a leader, learn to appreciate other people. You do not lose anything appreciating the people that you are leading. You are not losing anything. Learn to say, wow, that was a good point that you said. Wow, that was a good job. That was a good presentation. That was amazing. I see where you're going. I acknowledge other people's efforts. You know that somebody has been slacking in time, or coming to work on time, or doing things on time. The time that they start doing things on time, say, wow, excuse me, I just realized that now you're starting to do things like this, like this, like this, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work and keep doing it. That is motivation. That is inspiring and showing somebody that effort that they're making, you are noticing it as a leader and you appreciate it. Appreciate the people that you are leading, because once you do that, they're going to even do better. They're going to want to do more. They're not going to want to disappoint you as a leader, because you appreciate them. You see them, you notice them. Everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to be seen that they're doing something good. So you as a leader, make sure that you make the people that you're leading feel appreciated, feel noticed. Even the simplest people that bring coffee into the office, appreciate them, to say, good work. The way you make sure we have coffee without fail, I don't know what we would do without you. That security guard, appreciate them. Everybody. Just be nice. It won't kill you. And the other point is that practice what you preach. I think that one I've already touched on it. It's people don't do what you say, but they do what you do most of the time. So know that whatever that you do as a leader, people will also follow suit on what you do. Okay. And then personal development. If you are a leader and you are not big on personal development, you have a problem. A big problem, because as leaders, we go through so much pressure, we go through so much stress, and it helps to develop ourselves, be it spiritually, be it mentally, be it emotionally, any way that you need to develop yourself as a leader. Normalize going for counseling. It's okay to go for counseling. To just book a session and say, you know what, I want to debrief and relieve all the stress and the tension that I have in me. It's too much and I can't take it. Because sometimes if you overload yourself with things, you end up not being able to function properly. Okay, so sometimes you need to offload. It might be a professional person, it might be a friend, it might be, counseling comes in different ways. You can go see a therapist, you can talk to a friend, you can talk to your leader, you can talk to your mentor, whoever that it may be, but as long as you offload and share what you're going through, it will help you out. Okay, normalize taking time for yourself. Even if it's just 30 minutes every day, normalize having time to yourself. Be it you listening to music on and while you are enjoying the nature, be it you going out for a solo date, go for coffee at a restaurant. If it's you, just having some you time. It's very important. You're not thinking about work. You're not thinking about the kids. You're not thinking about family. You're not thinking about anything, but you are thinking about you. You are taking care of yourself. You are appreciating yourself. It is very important as a leader to debrief and get away from everything and everyone. If you know that you're a person whose thoughts is always running up and down, try meditation. Meditation also helps. You can download apps that do meditation. Some of you suffer from insomnia because you're always thinking. You're always thinking, what can I do next? What can I do next? And you fail to sleep. You sleep 2 hours, 1 hour. You're always taking power naps. You never sleep properly. And when you wake up, you are tired already, but you have to go. So you're always on strong coffee. You're always on energy drinks. You're always, that on its own, it's killing you physically. You might be good at what you're doing, but you're killing yourself physically. Okay, so you need to take care of yourself as well. There are different types of ways that you can do personal development. There's reading. As a leader, it is important to read. Be it personal, something that will help you as an individual, your mindset, your lifestyle, economically, or as a leader, whatever that you are going to read. But a leader should always be reading to broaden their mind, to always be able to think outside the box. Okay, and other things that you can do, you can go to the gym. There are so many things. Meditation, it can be maybe you get in a form of worship. If you are more of a spiritual person, you just get in the closet with your God and just listen to music, read the Bible. That is just you doing meditation. Whatever that you want to do, you make sure that it builds you. It helps you grow as an individual. So develop yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and socially. All right. Personal development is a topic for another day. There's so many topics that I'm always going to say is a topic for another day, because there's so much information that needs to be talked about in these particular things. A lot of people, we don't understand who we are. We don't know who we are. And as an individual, you can never know who you are throughout, but you can have an idea of who you are, because we develop as individuals. When we grow, our values change, our beliefs change, a lot of things, they get to change. But we need to know that as we adapt to these new beliefs, new developments, new everything, do we lose ourselves in that particular process of growth, that particular process of development? So you need to keep yourself in check. Make sure that you self-introspect a lot. That is one point that I forgot to put out there. As a leader, it should be a habit to self-introspect. Check yourself. Check yourself. Am I okay emotionally? Am I okay mentally? Am I okay socially? The type of circle that I'm keeping, does it help me grow as a leader, or it brings me down, or it wastes my time as a leader? When I'm with these people in my circle, what do we talk about? Does it help me? Is it in line with what I want to do? Am I wasting my time in this particular thing? Okay. Be an active listener. Like I was saying, don't listen to respond, but listen to understand and respond. Be a person whom when you listen, you're showing that you're understanding. You're saying, even you see right now, as you're putting comments in the comment section, that is active listening. You are responding to what I am saying. You're showing that you are understanding. You're showing that you have interest in what I'm saying. That is one of the good traits of a leader. And then positivity. You need to make sure that you are a positive individual. Even when situations are at their worst or things are going wrong in the most wrong way in your organization, you are the calm one. You are the positive one. You are the one that keeps everybody from panicking. Even when you see that, okay, guys, we're done for here. But still, you're able to keep everybody calm. Because when everybody is on panic mode, nobody can come with a solution. Nobody can come up with a proper solution when they're on panic mode. So you should always keep a positive mind. Whatever challenge that comes before you, you cannot control the challenges that come before you or the things that happen around you in your life, but you can control how you act, how you react to those particular challenges. Okay. And then the last 2 points, seeing the other person's perspective. We've talked about that one. Rest. We have talked about that one. Make sure you rest. Make sure you have time for yourself. Okay. So those are the points that one should look at as a leader, as an individual, as you from here. I want you to go and self-introspect. Do I have self-discipline when it comes to certain things in my life? As a leader, am I a person who practices what I preach? As a leader, do I acknowledge other people's efforts? Am I an active listener, or I just allow people to talk and they don't understand, they can't get whether I'm listening or I'm not listening, or they are distracted by something else? As a leader, am I a positive person, or I'm the one who always brings out the negative energy to the team? And if that is a problem that you have, find ways that can help you to become a more positive person. There are books, there are workshops, there are a lot of things online, offline, that can help you build yourself in terms of positive thinking. Okay. Am I a person who sees other people's perspective? Do I rest enough? These are the things that you should look at. Do I know myself? Do I know who I am spiritually? Do I know who I am physically and in all other senses? So these are the things that you should look at. Okay. That's your assignment. Go and self-introspect on these habits, leader habits, and check if you have them or you have to work on yourself on some of them. Okay. So good leaders are readers, guys. I'm coming to a conclusion, and me coming to a conclusion, I would like to recommend these books to you. Atomic Habits by James Clear, The Power of Nice by Linda Kaplan Thaler and Robin Covell, Developing the Leader Within by John C. Maxwell, Becoming by Michelle Obama, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These books, as a leader, every month you should read at least one book. I deliberately posted or recommended 5 books because we are left with 5 months to end the year. We have July, August, September, October, November. So these books, you can read one of each of these books every month so that you start now to improve and better yourself. As a leader, procrastination is one of the things that you should not make it a habit. It should be a now thing. You think something, you plan it, you act now. You don't procrastinate because you waste time and time waits for no one. Okay? So my ending, guys, is to say to you, you are your own leader before leading others. That is a quotation, a quote that I like saying, that I came up with. That as a leader, you should understand that without knowing yourself, without leading yourself, without growing yourself as an individual, it's going to be hard for you to see the importance of your team growing individually, your team growing in different aspects so that you guys produce good results. Okay. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. And I am so sorry for stealing 15 minutes of your time. I couldn't just leave the questions being unanswered and everything. Thank you so much, everyone.